the argument is like he's telling me you don't understand because you're not in that position. And that brings up the argument like, can you have an opinion about something you don't have any personal experience with? I would say yes, but I would say the defending end would argue, it will pick and play.
I mean, technically speaking, you can have an opinion about anything. Like an opinion, I don't feel like that's something.
Is your opinion valid?
See that's the question. Is your opinion valid? Because I feel like it comes down to what it is you're talking about. Like, because one of my biggest pet peeves is
white people talking about being black.
Not even like for the sense of a profession. All right. In the sense of a profession, like if I come to you and that's your job, I'm not about to come up to you and tell you like how you're supposed to do your job or like how that's supposed to flow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like just because I'm assuming you got the knowledge in that situation.
That's different. You telling somebody a direction and how not a direction on how to like you telling somebody how to do their job.
Okay.
But you have an opinion on something. You saying something you think something is wrong, and you don't have any personal experience with it. Like let me put the backstory out there where it's like if because the argument is I don't have any kids, so I'm not allowed to speak on parental situations. And it's like, well, I have enough experience. First of all, like interacting with enough parents, I can walk out and see like, hey, if the heroin drug dealing mom is never at home, she's probably a bad mom. You're probably not going to tell me I can't say she's a bad mom because I don't have any kids.
I feel like in that situation, 100%, your opinion can be validated. I mean, just because you don't personally have kids doesn't mean that you don't know other people. Yeah, you also have other people. I mean, we know people who have kids. You can base what they would do in that situation off of what was like, you know what I mean? So like, it's like, all right, so y'all both do have kids. Like, so what is like? If I agree with this person and like he does have kids. Now is his opinion invalid because what does he not have enough kids?
I think people will only validate your opinion if it justifies whatever they're talking about. Like if I come out and say cancel culture, but if I come out and say we have to disclaim that before we say something that's going to get us canceled. If I come out and say something along the lines of, gay people have it bad in America. They're treated unequally, then every gay person would say, yes, thank you for understanding. But if I say, hey gays, you ain't got it that bad. Well, how could you can't speak on that. You're not gay. You don't understand. So it's a feminist argument too. Shout out to you fake feminist bitches. But
yikes, how do you tell a fake from a real?
If they say me plus.
Okay.
That's a fake feminist. If they say equal plus, that's a fake feminist.
Okay.
If it's like one and a remainder of two, fake feminist. If it's just one, then real feminist. If they say I just want equal rights, but if they say I want equal rights plus I want tampons to not be free because I didn't choose periods.
Okay.
That's an argument. Women have argued that they shouldn't have to pay for tampons because they didn't choose to have, the first of the month.
But that's been around for so long that like clearly there has to be other options besides tampons. So it's not. I'm kind
Birth control.
What?
The ones that fuck you up and don't give you periods.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying like before the tampon was created, women were still having periods. They were figuring it out back then. You always can revert back to medieval methods.
Caveman.
I'm just saying, like, not even like caveman. I'm just saying, like I gotta look this shit up.
Medieval methods.
Hey man, I'm just you know what I'm saying though, right? Like they were using cloths or something, so it's not like
bleeding your dress, queen.
Yeah, you don't have to buy a tampon. It might be an uncomfortable situation for you and embarrassing, but that's a
smaller sacrifices, bigger
yeah, that's for your own sake. That's how you want to be viewed in public, girl. You can't put that on me.
I hate this nigga so much.
I'm just saying.
Oh shit! But no, it comes back to that like, if I say women are treated horribly in the holy shit, women are treated horribly in the workplace, but then every woman will be on my side. They will agree with that. But then if I say, women, y'all ain't got it that bad. Y'all got it easy. Then every woman is at my neck. So you can have an opinion about something you have no experience with, like being gay or being a woman. Yeah. But as long as you're siding with that person, nobody says shit.
Fair enough.
Because had I sided with the people that I was having a dispute with about this situation, I'm sure they would have told me, well, you don't understand because you don't have any kids. I'm pretty sure that conversation would have never happened. I'd be like, you know what, I totally agree with everything you're saying, and I think blah, 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 blah.
So the fact that you didn't have kids was actually irrelevant.
It was 100% irrelevant.
Because if you agreed with them, they would have came to you and been like, you know what, no. You can't actually talk on this. Even though you're agreeing with me, you can't talk on this because you don't have kids.
Yes. No, nobody would ever say that. Nobody.
Now I have to actively start practicing this. Because this is about to be amazing. I'm about to throw people for a whole loop. Like, could you even imagine? Hey. I don't need you siding with me. You can't speak on this subject. What?
They start showing in the protest where all the white people are at the Black Lives Matter movement, like, hey, I don't care if you're on my side or not. Right. Shut the fuck up, you non-black.
Right. Exactly.
It's the non-black.
Mexicans at a Black Lives Matter movement, you don't get it. You don't understand. No, Black lives, not brown.
How dare you? How dare you act like you know our struggle? Yeah, that actually sounds ridiculous. Now that you mentioned it, my opinion only gets validated if I'm agreeing with somebody.
Facts,
God dang it.
Facts. Whether you have zero personal experience and you know what's funny? If you disagree with somebody and you have personal experience, they will subcategorize that experience. Like I say, oh man, it's hard to feed a kid. And I have a kid and you have a kid. And I say that to you. It's hard to feed a kid. And you say, no, it's not. And I say, well, you have more money than me. So you don't understand that it's harder for me to, like, you'll subcategorize that shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Unless you agree 100% with what somebody's saying, you're not allowed to speak on your thoughts on it.
Well, there's always a way to find, with people, it's always
swindle them into understanding.
Yeah, but it's all being different naturally. There's always going to be some difference between me and you. Like, well, I mean, you don't understand because your left foot isn't slightly bigger than your right foot. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, oh, yeah.
You don't understand because your hair is cut at a number 2 and mine's cut at a number 1. So you don't understand how heat would affect, like, you're arguing like why winter makes your head cold. And the person has a number 2 and you have a number 1. It's like, nigga.
This conversation just changed my whole life. Like, I don't think you understand. I don't think this realization. Like, oh dang. Like, so now I'm thinking back. Like, has there been times where people have given me their opinion and I just been like, that don't line up with what I said.
Think about anytime you argue with a woman.
Okay.
Most of them end with you don't understand because you're not a woman.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm thinking of one woman in particular, and that's not how most of them end. That one actually doesn't come up very often. So, but there's other things that are exclusive to her. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but see, like, what do I say in that situation? Yeah, I have no response. I'd be like, stun grenade, god dang it. How'd I get caught here again? What did I do wrong?
Why did I get a fucking phone call?
Is that my phone ringing?
Nah, you good. Have a good day.
That really was unnecessary. Oh my god.
But anyways,